everybody, welcome back to Auto Scholar with Mr. B. I'm Mr. B, and today we have this 2012 Ford Focus in here. It's an automatic, it has the 2-liter engine, and we are gonna do a quick oil change on this car. Now, this is a very easy car to change oil on. Only thing that you will need that I can tell is a 15mm wrench or a ratchet with a 15mm socket for the drain plug, and we'll need an oil filter wrench or a set of oil filter pliers to remove the oil filter. And so I am going to use this Amazon oil here that I've heard so much great stuff about. And I'm gonna use this Fram Extra Guard filter here. And what we are going to do with this car after we change the oils, we're gonna monitor the oil. We're gonna send the oil back to Blackstone Labs and see how good this Amazon oil is. That'll be posted on a later video. Let's go ahead and get started on this oil change. First thing you're gonna need to do is get the car up to where you can actually get under the vehicle to manipulate the oil drain plug and the filter. So if you've got a jack, be sure that you're using jack stands. I have a lift here. I'm gonna lift it up and show you where I would jack this car up as far as the jack points go. It'll be a little bit easier for you to see underneath the car than versus me just pointing on the outside. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I do when I do any type of oil change or really any maintenance altogether on a vehicle is I'm going through and I'm going to pop the hood and I'm looking and I'm making sure that there's nothing visibly wrong with the engine. Any oil leaks, any weird smells, drips, anything like that, anything that looks out of place, missing, dirty, anything like that. Now this engine right here, I just cleaned it. I've looked all through this car. I've done a lot of work to this car. This is just one of the last things I'm doing here. And then I'm gonna check all the fluids and I'm trying to make sure that the fluids are full up to capacity. Don't forget the washer fluid, that's very important for visibility. Checking the wipers, just a couple of things underneath the hood, just making sure that everything's okay. The dipstick is right here, the oil fill is right here, and this takes 5W20 oil. So let's go ahead, I'm gonna show you the underside here where I'm jacking this car up at. You can use your floor jack, or if you have ramps, that's fine as well, but we need to do this safely as possible. Okay, here I am underneath the car, I have it on my rack. My lift points are gonna be right here, this pinch piece right here that goes all the way down. If you're putting it, getting all the four wheels off the ground, maybe you're doing a tire rotation or got the wheels off for some reason. Yeah, you're just gonna put that right there on these pinch points. This is where the factory recommends you lifting the vehicle up from. If you have your floor jack, make sure you're using jack stands, make sure you have your safety glasses on. Anything, when you're underneath the car, you know, something falls in your eye or something like that, oil splashes in your eye, you don't want that to happen. So checking also, I am checking out everything underneath the car. If I'm underneath the car, I'm checking the CV axles, making sure the boots are good, checking for anything wear related. I'm checking for anything rubber that's cracked. Now this vehicle also has bad motor mounts, so we're gonna replace those two in a different video. That one's coming next. But getting down to the oil change, which is why you're here. Here is our drain plug right here. It's a 15mm, so we're gonna take our 15mm and take that out. And then our oil filter is wide out in the open right here. So this is a very easy one to change. So 15mm right here. Make sure you have a good wide drain bucket. There we go. I did crank up the vehicle a little bit to get it warm. I like draining the oil when it's warm. You don't want it scalding hot, but you don't want it dead cold either. It tends to get out more pollutants and everything if the oil is a little bit warm. Okay, now that the oil is drained, we are going to put the plug back in. Make sure that the O-ring on the plug is still there and it's still soft. If not, you'll have to replace the plug itself. Now this is an aluminum drain pan here. So I know most of y'all may not have a torque wrench available. This torques down to 21 foot-pounds. So just a good pull, you know, with the wrench, just a good pull to where the veins tighten up in your arms is probably about the closest you can get. All right, so now we are ready to take the oil filter off. So the oil filter is right here, it's right out in the middle. It's actually in a pretty precarious spot. If you hit a curb or something like that. Oh, I don't know who put this one in last, but it's going to be a problem. Had to grip on it to it so tight that the oil filter actually punctured. So what you're seeing here is somebody that has done it wrong and has either not lubricated the oil filter or has put too much power on it. So good Lord. Okay, go grab my bigger pliers. So I have this larger set of pliers here we're gonna try. Sometimes it just ain't your day. Oh, gracious. Oh. Tighten these up a little bit. Oh. Yeah, I'd like to meet the person that put this on here. Oh. Oh. It's coming, but it's slow. See, us YouTubers have problems just like everybody else. Oh. All right. So we're gonna let that drain out. There we go. And what we do is we take these oil filters at the end of the day and we'll crush them all. And the crusher pulls all the oil out of them so we can just throw them in the trash. I like to just wipe this down and inspect the mating surface of the oil filter. So when putting the oil filter on, what I like to do with the oil filter's vertical mount like this, I really like to fill it up with oil and then put a little bit of clean oil right here on this O-ring. That way we don't have to deal with what we just went through. You want to make sure that the old O-ring isn't stuck up here or anything like that. And we're just going to take this and spin it on. And then right when it gets to the end, we're just going to give it a little twist. We don't have to get anything too crazy because oil filters naturally, they'll tighten up over their life. So we just tighten it up, just hand tight, nothing crazy. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to wipe everything off. That way we're not simulating an oil leak. Make sure everything's clean. And now we're ready to put it down and put the oil in it. Okay, we have our funnel in. I always use a funnel. And this is our oil here. Again, it's the Amazon. This one is the high mileage. This has got 150,000 miles on it, so it does qualify for high mileage oil. This takes 4.5 quarts. So what we're gonna do, this has 5 quarts in this jug. We're gonna pour almost all of it in and just save a little bit. And we did fill up the oil filter with oil. If you didn't fill your oil filter up with oil, your oil level is going to read high. It's like maybe about a half quart left in there. Just do a preliminary check. We're going to check this after we crank up the car and let the oil pressure stabilize. And we're going to wait a few minutes and check it again. Just preliminary. Looks good. So now what you want to do is you want to crank it up. You want to look at your oil light, make sure it goes off. If it starts blinking for any reason, or stays on too long or anything like that, you need to go ahead and shut the car down and double check everything you've done. So as soon as the oil light goes off, you can shut the vehicle off and recheck the oil. It's also good to check the oil before you change the oil. Make sure you're not losing any. You're normally supposed to check from time to time while driving the car, but most people don't. So you have 2 dots here on the dipstick, and the oil should be in between those 2 dots, and it is at the very top dot. So we're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Your oil change interval can vary depending on what oil you use. So I do recommend my videos on oil quality, and because I get the oil tested from Blackstone Labs and they actually tell me how long I can go. So to save yourself some time and money, you can watch those videos. And I've got more of those coming. And like I said, I'm testing the Amazon oil in this vehicle to see what the specifications and everything are when we get the oil sample back after traveling 5,000 miles. So I will, once I make that video, I'll link it up here to the video card, and I'll put it in the description. But until next time, I'll see you. Thank you for watching, and thanks for liking and subscribing to Auto Scholar with Mr. B.